there is a little known program out there that is paying him, her, and him an extra $1,000 a month. To see if you qualify for this program, all you got to do is click that first link in the description. Welcome to Team Go Mode. It's your man Earl, Batman Stringer. Now in this video, I'm going to go over 7 simple ways that you could get paid from UpWork. Alright, now if you don't know what UpWork is, it is one of the most popular freelance sites online. Alright, freelancers go to this website in hopes of finding some jobs. Now this is good for somebody who's just looking for some extra cash, and potentially if you're looking for like a full-time job, you might can find it on UpWork. Now I actually got a job from UpWork a long ass time ago, but it was just like a one-time job, and it was one of the scariest jobs ever. I actually did a video talking about it, but make a long story short, someone hired me to go to like an old building because I guess they were going to buy it, and they hired me to take pictures, right? And when I seen the job, I'm like, oh shit, this is easy as hell, right? But when I got to that building, it was scary. All right, but I digress. All right, so we're gonna get straight into it. Here are 7 jobs that you can do on UpWork that you can get paid for, and they're super easy. All right, now I got these ideas from an article that I read a few days ago. Now some of these jobs I'm fully aware of, and some of them I didn't even know about. All right, so let's get straight to it. All right, so the first job is to be a podcast note taker or time stamper. All right, now this is one of the ones like I didn't even think about, but it makes perfect sense. There are so many podcasters out there right now, and they actually pay people to do this. So if you get hired for this type of job, basically all you're going to be doing is listening to podcasts and either writing short summarizations of that podcast or just putting in different timestamps. And that's it. That's all you're going to be doing, listening to podcasts. That sounds dope, to be honest with you. All right. So to find this type of job, when you're on UpWork, you just want to do a search for things like podcast show notes or podcast note taker, even audio summarization. All right, so the next job that you could look for on UpWork that should be easy as hell to do is to be a screenshot collector. Now again, this is another one of them jobs I'm like, yo, this makes perfect sense, but I never would have thought to search for a job like this on UpWork. So a screenshot collector basically is someone who goes to different websites and they just take screenshots, whether these screenshots is for, competitors, for, different businesses. They might be different like tutorials you taking screenshots of, or different information that other companies request. You get online, you take them screenshots, and you send them right to the people that hired you and get paid. It's that simple. Now, in my opinion, you can't get no easier than this. If you know how to do a simple ass screenshot, you good to go. And you probably could do this type of job strictly from your phone. Me personally, I would use my computer, but I know a lot of people like using their phone, and this is one of them jobs I think you can strictly do with your phone. Now to find a job like this, you want to do a search for things like screenshot taker or website image capture, things like that, and you should find different opportunities for you. All right, a third easy job that you can get hired to do on UpWork. Now, this is one that everybody probably has heard of, and that is to be a data entry worker, right? Now, this is, like I said, probably one of the most popular jobs, period, when it comes to like working from home or side hustles. Everybody talk about finding a data entry job, and to be honest with you, these types of jobs are hard to find, but on UpWork, there are a lot of jobs, right, in regards to data entry. Now, people that do data entry basically are people that just type in different information. Depending on your client, you might just be typing in, people's informations, different codes, things like that, like people's addresses, all kinds of things. Like you're just typing, right? That's basically what you do as a data entry person. Now, to find these types of jobs, you want to do a simple search for data entry, typing jobs, or data input. Searching for these phrases, you're most likely going to find some data entry opportunities. All right, a fourth simple job that you can get paid to do from Upwork, and this is another one I really wasn't aware of, but it's out there. People are actually getting paid to do this, and that is file renaming, right? You probably watching this like, what the hell you say? Yeah, I said it. File renaming. People will actually pay you to rename files, because a lot of times, maybe different things changed in the company or business and they need their files changed. So they hire people to actually, go in, they see a file, they click on it, probably right click on it, whatever, and go to rename. They rename it and resend it to the client. Now, in most cases, you're probably going to have like a batch of files that you need to rename. I mean, it might be hundreds of files that need to be renamed, but I mean, you're going to get paid to do it, and that shit is easy. I'm sorry. That is extremely easy if you get that type of job. And it'd be dope if you can get a job like that that's like ongoing, just sitting there all day renaming files. What? So if you want to find jobs like these, you want to do a search for file renaming or image file renaming, things like that, and you should be good to go. All right, a fifth simple job that you can look for on Upwork is being a spreadsheet cleanup person, right? Now, this to me is super easy. So if you are familiar with using programs like Excel, OpenOffice, Google Sheets, things like that, you probably qualify for this type of job. So basically, a company will hire you to go in there and maybe, reformat, their spreadsheets, maybe add some columns, maybe, change some colors and things like that. And most likely, they're probably going to give you, multiple spreadsheets that need to be edited or, cleaned up, and you'll get paid for doing it. It's that simple. All right. So, of course, to find these types of jobs, you want to do searches for things like spreadsheet cleanup, spreadsheet editing, things like that, and you should find opportunities for you. And now, a sixth easy ass job that you can find on Upwork is to be a categorizer. All right. Now, this is basically somebody who gets paid to, go on somebody's website or Shopify store and just put the right things where they need to go. And a good example of that is like if there's a Shopify store and they need everything organized, like they need all the t-shirts, in this category, all the hats in this category, all the jewelry in this category, things like that. You might also be responsible for tagging different things, right? Like putting this in, like I said, in the hats category. You got to make sure it's under hats. You might got to tag this as different apparel or a different brand, whatever the hell, right? Bottom line is, if you're comfortable, using a computer and just basically dragging and dropping, you should be good to go. All right. So to find these types of jobs, you want to do a search for categorizing products or online store editing, things like that. You should be able to find a categorizing job. All right, last but not least, a simple job that you can find on Upwork is to be a copy and paster. Now I should just throw all these damn papers in the air. Like copy and paste, people are actually getting paid to copy and paste shit. Think about that. Copy and pasting is like one of the first things you learn in 6th grade computer class, right? Like copy and pasting. So people are actually paying people to copy and paste different information. And in most cases, it's going to be like copying, information from a PDF into like a blog post or a website, or taking stuff from a spreadsheet, right? Information from that, and maybe putting it, copying it from a spreadsheet and pasting it into a website or some sort of program, things like that. Super simple. Copy and damn paste. People are actually getting paid to copy and paste. All right. Now, to find these types of jobs, you want to do a search for copy and paste, or website editing, or file editing. Searching for phrases like that will definitely point you in the right direction. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I actually got hired to do a job from UpWork years ago, so I do know this is a legit company. People do make money from UpWork. But here's a little tip for you. Make sure when you sign up for UpWork, so make sure you complete your entire profile. And when it comes to like the bio part, make sure you say things that actually indicate that you are qualified for the jobs that you are going after. All right. And one more thing, if you are new to UpWork, you actually set your own rates, right? Like you can tell, people like what you're willing to charge to do the work, right? So when you're new, you kind of want to start low, right? Not like just crazy low, like it's just ridiculous, not worth it, but you don't want to price yourself too high and like this your first time on UpWork, right? What you can do is charge, pretty low, what I'm saying, for your service, not drastically low, but pretty low. And then once you get a few good reviews, then you can raise your rates and start making more money. You know what I'm saying? But that's just some advice. That's just some tips from your boy. So anyway, there you have it. 7 simple ass jobs that you can do on UpWork. Now, if you want to check out another opportunity that can pay you an extra $1,000 a month from anywhere from 10 to 20 months, you want to watch this video right here, right now.